What's up, guys? Today we're going to be going over the biggest update in the final shape. They made Verity's brow go from looking like a piece of dirt on your head to a bond on your upper arm. But in reality, what we're going to be going over today is the build I'm using on Warlock currently that is just the most fun I've had in years. It's really scratching my Warlock brain of make ability do more damage and get it back as fast as possible. And this will revolve around the Osmiomancy perk on the exotic class item. And the way I'm going to go about making builds with these class item perks is just focus on one and talk about the combos with it. So this video is going to be Osmiomancy, and in this video and maybe other builds in the future, I might only have one combo that is worth talking about, and this video is going to be Verity. But in future videos there might be multiple, and the reason this is going to be Osmiomancy focused plus Verity and not the other way around is because this is probably going to be the only build in video where I use Osmiomancy. While in the future, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of builds and videos using Verity plus someone else in the left, not only a Warlock, but all three characters. So that's just what makes sense to me. So starting off with Osmiomancy, your grenade recharges quicker on hits, the Seekers spawn from Cold Snap grenades travel faster. So starting off with the OG Classic with Cold Snap, the one thing you can do on Prismatic to make it a little bit better is use Ruin to increase the size and damage of shattering a frozen target. And this is going to work incredibly well if the Cold Snap travels to the max amount of targets. It's going to easily get your full grenade back and just be a great combo for harder content. I think this will be the best grenade choice for like GMs, master level content, because there is truly like no kill activations really needed to get your full grenade back, and you're just going to freeze everything constantly and completely dominate the room. Next up, we have the Storm Grenade. And this one, once again, you can pair with Dominance to make your arc grenades now jolt. And this one's going to be my favorite for pure Ackler. It's also decent for single target damage, but just with the jolt and the way storm grenades work, these things are going to absolutely just delete anything in the area. And just like the Cold Snap grenade, if you get max hits on the storm grenade, you'll get like 75 to 80% of grenade back instantly, sometimes just all of it if you're using Devour. And it just is a infinite loop just with Osmiomancy alone. Next up, we have the Thriving Grenade. This one's going to be kind of in the middle ground where it's going to be still decent for Ackler, but now better for single target damage. Once again, it works really well with Osmiomancy, where each Thriving gives roughly 25 to 30% of your grenade back if it hits. So if all three Thrivings spawned in do get a hit, you're going to have almost your entire grenade back instantly. So once again, just an infinite loop right out of the box, throw on Devour, and you might need like a kill, and you just have your next grenade. And the final one is going to be Vortex Grenade, the one that you might think would be the best with Osmiomancy, just because it worked great with Controversial Hold, and would be like an infinite loop, and Osmiomancy is kind of the same vein. Once again, we can use Dominance to make the Void Grenade weaken, but in practice, this one for Ackler doesn't seem to usually get the max amount of hits. I think in harder content, it might be better because on low tier content, it just kills stuff instantly and won't get like the max amount of hits on the Vortex Grenade. You really have to have the entire grenade make contact to get the full energy back. So if you're on a single target or a target with more health that can actually sustain the full grenade, you will get roughly the same amount of grenade back overall as the Thrilling and the Storm Grenade. And in the right on our exotic class item, we're going to be using Verity. Only has the damage increase part from the original exotic, and you have to match your weapon to your grenade. So for example, using Thrilling Grenade, you can use the Breach Light or the Cold Sidearm. All the weapons I would recommend in this video are going to have demo on it. I did change my demo all to Desperate Measures until Golden Tricorn is fixed. And with Verity's, you will have the buff for 10 seconds up to ×5. Very easy to get and maintain, and this will give all of your grenades double damage, making a Threatening Grenade hit quite a lot. Storm Grenade is also very good. And finally, the Vortex does a lot of damage and a decent radius. So we look at the overall build I'm using to just make the grenades even more consistent and instantly back. I have Phoenix Dive, I have Arcane Needles, then whatever grenade of choice. I have Feed the Void and Helion. I will always use those two aspects. Then I have Dawn, Balance, and Courage. Those are the three fragments that are always on. And even though you might not be using a light grenade, Helion will always work with Courage, so still worth using. Then depending on what grenade I'm using, so for Thrilling, obviously use a strand weapon. and I use Bravery for unraveling rounds. I use Purpose, and for this, we need to be one of the 3 supers of Strand, Void, or Stasis. So I would generally pick Nova Bomb or Needle Storm, and that is because of Shield Crush. We will always have the Radiant for the bottom part for the grenade, which is very nice, 25% more grenade damage. But I think with Strand, your melee is almost as important, so getting that back and doing more damage is very nice. Now for the Storm Grenade, we use Dominance and still Purpose as the secondary choice, and now we have to use an arc weapon. I can still use the Call for that loadout. Then for the Cold Snap, you want to use Ruin. Then you can still use Purpose, or you could change Purpose out for Command to reload your weapon, but with Demo on your weapon that you're going to be using most of the time, it's not really that big of a deal. And finally, with the Vortex Grenade, once again, change over to a Demo Void weapon. I'm using the Word of Crota, and use Dominance to make the Void Grenade weaken, and now Bravery to proc volatile rounds for the Word of Crota or whatever weapon you're using. And looking at our mods, I have a Siphon matching your weapon, double Ashes, I have a Grenade Kickstart, a Firepower, and a Momentum Transfer. Then on our chest piece, a Charged Up and whatever reserves of your power weapon or whatever you want, stacks on stacks, Absolution, and an Invigoration. And if you're using the Strand version with the Thrilling Grenade, I recommend these 2 perks being about getting your melee back, because using your melee to proc unraveling rounds and Radiant is very nice. But in the other versions, your melee isn't as important, so maybe try to get your Rift back or Helion instead with those 2 perks. Now I have a Bomber, Powerful Attraction, and a Distribution. And overall, that is the full build. Really works with any of the 4 damage dealing grenades, and you'll just instantly have your full grenade back on 1 or 2 kills as long as they get max hits. And that is the entire build. There are so many times where you just simply throw a grenade and you'll just have it fully back just from throwing it. And the cool thing about this build is you can really make it work with any grenade, any weapon, and kind of take the build from there. I think the Cold Snap will be the best for hard content, just freezing stuff and not really relying on kills. Then I think the Storm Grenade is the best for just pure Actor. Then Threading is kind of in the middle, where it's going to be decent for Actor and good for single target damage. And I think that is my favorite currently, just because of the fact that I can use a Strained weapon, the Breachlight or the Call, and unraveling rounds. But I think Storm Grenade is a close second for my favorites. I think if I had a better Arc Demo weapon, maybe I'll craft the Val Raid Pulse with Demo Adrenaline Junkie. Maybe I'll find that one better. I think I would enjoy that combo more. But you can't really beat using the Breachlight or the Call and the Thrilling Grenade. Overall, Osmiomancy plus Verity is just like taking the original Verity exotic and replacing the increased recharge rate of your grenade with just straight up instant. It is just a banger. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video. Like usual, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.